I have a lemon tree here right behind me. It is kind of a sick looking little animal. Have a look at it. There's one lemon on there. Ugh, that's in my backyard. In my side yard, look at this. All kinds of lemons. Hey, why is that? The sun is equal in both places, blah, 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 and all that stuff. But talking about lemons, liberals are cross-eyed. Liberals and myself will never ever see eye to eye. Did you get that? I want to talk about South Carolina. What a cool place. I was there last week and I did notice that they spell center kind of like the Canadians do in many of their buildings. C-E-N-T-R-E instead of E-R. In Canada, particularly in Western Canada, some places, many places do say E-R. They post ER, town center and stuff like that, but for the most part in Canada it's RE, so it's kind of interesting to see South Carolina doing that. Let me tell you about shunning. Shunning is kind of an interesting concept. Shunning, it's become common, unfortunately. You say what the media has told others isn't right, and you are shunned. Recently, a very good friend of mine wrote an article about COVID, supported by all kinds of information and factual information at that, and he told the truth, as said, and he said that many vaccinated people get COVID, but he was shunned. He actually lost his job, and not many people supported him. Some did, like myself and others, because even if I didn't agree with him, I will always agree and fight for his right to say it, right? And he didn't insult anybody, and he was very polite. Shunning is rejection, bullying, social control, discrimination, abuse. Shunning is a technique that in ancient Greece, I'll get it, ancient Greeks used when citizens posed a threat with views different from the leader, and they were banished from the country because you don't agree with me. You can have an opinion, but it has to be identical to mine. History is rich with examples of shunning in order to ensure a collective group's identity. I had to write all this down because it's just so profound, don't you know? This means that there's no room for individual thinking or beliefs to go against the manipulated and wrong rules of the ruler and their little group of humans. Shunning has been linked to cults. It's punishment for those who have questioned the ruler's beliefs. Shunning is implemented by community leaders and obviously by politicians. Shunning is racism and leftism. We are doomed unless we rise up. Maybe we need to shun the shunners. That'd be kind of good because I don't like what they say anyway. 140 million Americans are fully vaccinated, 42% of the US population, more or less. Let's do the math on that. The cost should be about 150 smackaroos per dose, right? But there's this kind of deal going on with the government and all the drug companies, and so let's call it, rounding it down, call it $50 a person. That works out, if my zeros are right, $7 billion, and it's only just begun, right? It's going on and on. We should all buy shares in the drug companies. Big Pharma. Wow, it's just kind of out of control. In British Columbia, Canada, they have another new round of mandates. Doesn't everyone? California does, so many places. But in BC, they got all kinds of weird things, like no more hockey games and this and that, and you can't have a Christmas party, and like they're in charge of your life, totally. But the one thing that really interested me is they say that no one is allowed in your house unless they're vaccinated. So it's kind of like we're the, I don't know what we are, the accountants with GST in Canada. You got to do the accounting for the government and so on. And now you have to be their health inspector. Somebody comes to your house, you have to, are you vaccinated? And if you're not, I'm going to phone somebody and turn you in. Hitler would be so proud. We need a vaccine for liberalism. That's kind of what we need, because this thing is off the charts. It's off script. Script being, let's have it all right, don't you think? It'll be a cold day below when I decide that people can't come into my house because someone else decided for me. Did you get that? Good luck enforcing all that nonsense. And I would have to believe and hope that other Canadians in British Columbia, based on this, will do the same. You really get the addiction numbers, though. That's the real bad thing to this COVID thing. There's over 100,000 deaths for the first time ever in the US alone this year. And Canada's got similar percentages, big numbers. People are dying. They're addicted, they're alcoholics, they're drug addicts, and all of a sudden they've lost their support group. They can't go anymore for help because everything has been closed. It's a tragedy. It's a real tragedy, and it's happened in our countries. Very, very bad. And schools are closed, and not now, but they're starting to close them again, and churches. But again, all of these people that need support and they need help. Canada, they have a Green Party. Doesn't everyone, I guess? But the Green Party now in Canada is threatened with insolvency. They have no money, no future, no new members, no reason to exist, and no brains. but they have no agenda other than what other parties have, right? And because when they started, they had this unique thing. It's about the environment, green. We want to hug trees now, but now everybody's doing it. They become irrelevant. Go away. You're just wasting our time, and you shouldn't exist anymore because you're just another left-wing liberal socialist party. Moving on to the last topic, keeping up now, the majority of Canadians say we don't want the royalty people, the monarchy anymore. It's symbolic. They don't do a lot. Every province has a governor general, and of course the big poo-ah, the governor general is in Ottawa, and the money they spend every year. What do? I don't know. They have all kinds of staff and pensions and rent and buildings, and they don't really do anything. I mean, monarchy's nice in England. It'd be nice if they come to visit Canada and the U.S. We'll all say howdy and be happy. But with regards to having that costly presence, if you're really stuck on having it, the majority isn't in Canada, but if you are, get Prince Charles to come over and make him king. Hey, oh, it'd be better what you got now, that little king guy. Hey, you all come back. See ya.